My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Taurus. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing a general reading of past, present, future 9-card spread. But before I do that, I want to show this new ring that the human fledgling follower, whoever my human familiar gave me, because he thought it would be fun to just start adding more of these types of things. But technically, I can't wear jewelry, especially when it's like this. But it's considered a blood red vampire ring, but it doesn't really smell of blood for that matter. But anyway, I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and then draw 3 yes and no answers for thee. So let's get started on your reading. Okay, the general card is the 2 of Cups reversed. Let's look at the first row, which is also your past. Start off with 3 of Cups. Page of Swords reversed, or you could have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or more air of the 8 of Swords. Okay, yeah. I'm kind of sensing that, and there was a bit of regret in the past that took place because, there was definitely some kind of celebration, but yet it kind of left you feeling directionless and stuck. Yeah, I mean, the thing is I hope this wasn't kind of forced upon you, pushed upon you, or that you were somehow coerced somehow into this whole situation. But it could also be where, this kind of grand announcement, technically it's not judgment, even though it is Scorpio energy. But the thing is what I'm seeing here is, there is something we're celebrating, but yet there is something holding you back. I was kind of sensing a bit of lack of courage. Well, the thing is, it's like, well, sometimes these, situations happen, where, you're being, presented with like a new job offering or this new voyage or this quest, or maybe, it's like, back in my day, when humans courted each other or got married, it was mostly, just to share land or just to kind of, get, family statuses, together and stuff like that. So obviously, the kids often got compromised in the, from that angle, of course. But what I'm kind of seeing here is, there was something that, that you were mostly celebrating and stuff like that, but it kind of was a bit of a regret kind of celebration. Well, we're going to have to keep on and going to current times in the future, and especially the clarification part. But yet, okay. You start off with 2 of Swords reverse, which is about heading towards a direction, and you feel confident about it. And speaking of confidence, here's the King of Wands upright, and the 3 of Swords, one of the cards I pulled for the vampire. Heartbreak, yes. Okay. What I'm seeing here, yeah, you could be facing, a bit of a heartbreak for that matter. I mean, the thing is, it's like hypothetically, if you were to leave any kind of like forced marriage for that matter, I mean, it's not really a marriage kind of card, but if you feel like that you're kind of heading towards a certain direction that you really, really, have some kind of like resentment or something is definitely holding you back, or you just think, I don't know if I want to pursue this goal, because the thing is this is you actually, heading towards, that whole 8 of Swords situation, or it could be you trying to escape or leave the 8 of Swords moment, and you feel incredibly strong, confident, but yet, you pretty much feel like, you could be, breaking somebody's heart, or maybe somebody's going to be breaking your heart or something, because you do get the 2 of Cups reversed. Technically, this is kind of like a breakups kind of card. It's also kind of like, that you're pretty much, a job loss of some kind, or any kind of like partnership or relationship work, relationship, that's also kind of there, but it's also about lack of clarity for that matter as well. But anyway, I just kind of see that something, it's like any kind of decision that you could be facing or heading towards is pretty much going to be resulting in some kind of heartbreak. But let's move forward to the future. I mean, it could also be that, you're actually, breaking the status quo of what your friends, family, expect from you. And then, you're pretty much saying, you know what, I'm not going to deal with the 8 of Swords, 3 of Cups moment. It really did not fit me. And this could be you breaking maybe your mother or father or brother or sister's heart for that matter as well. Because in the future, you do get your beautiful, strong suit of the King of Pentacles. Star wish fulfillment, Aquarius energy, upright. And the World upright as well. So it's practically just a fixed, package here, because technically you are fixed sign, next to the World card, which is also Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio, or even Taurus for that matter. Yes, everything, you do get a beautiful happy ending as of the first part of the reading, but we still have the clarification part to look at as well. But this is you finally being in a very strong confidence suit of being the King of Pentacles, financial stability, abundance, or you pretty much have a lot of good resources. And then with these two combined, technically I'm just not allowed to show them, but you get Star Wish fulfillment, and it's also giving you the confidence to head out into the world or into the future. So you're finally, letting go of something that doesn't serve you. And speaking of which, on June 11th, we're going to have the full moon in Sagittarius, and this is also an excellent time to even be thinking right now what you want to kind of start letting go and releasing so you can head off into the new year cycle starting in the fall time, the end of August, start of September, wherever it may take, and stuff like that. And start thinking about what you want to actually start gaining in the next year phase as well. But let's look at the clarification part. Three of Cups, celebration. Queen of Grails. So you could also have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could have been married, engaged, or you could have just, had some celebratory occasion with somebody who was just very loving, caring, and nurturing. But this could have also been, clarity as well. This could have been, a reason why you eventually felt like you felt directionless or stuck for that matter. But this could have also been, where you just finally got accepted into this college, this new high school. Maybe you have to relocate. Maybe it's a first job. Maybe it's relocating to a different job for that matter as well. So this is, actually, celebrating this very loving and caring and nurturing side of whatever it may be. And speaking of love and nurture, I'm pretty much growing this beautiful rose, bush sort of thing. And the thing is, for my previous birthday, my virtual birthday, the human gave me red roses, these beautiful velvet vampire roses. And so I'm more or less reviving them. So once they're more or less, all, sprouted and stuff like that, because I see tiny little sprouts growing from it. So, in current times, but once it's all flourished and stuff like that, I'll send you guys, a video or a picture of it, whatever it may be. So, but anyway, back to you. That's what I mostly saw here. You felt directionless with the Page of Swords because you were being presented with something. It could have been, mixed offerings. It could have, it could have been something where you had to present to somebody, where it made you feel a bit directionless or uncertain as well. Or it could also be lack of confidence that's causing you not to get out into this world, in the past at least. Wow. Yeah, all these transitions taking place, but regarding the Eight of Swords, you get the moon, so it's Pisces energy. What I see here is, it's like you feel kind of stuck because, you are heading towards this new kind of voyage of some kind. What I'm mostly seeing here is I'm seeing a bit of a lack of clarity, but it's also kind of like a lack of senses, intuition. It feels like, your confidence is not really up to a high standard as it normally would be and stuff like that. I see you in a very confident position in the future, but maybe you were being presented with something, that didn't really give you any kind of confidence for that matter. And so, here you're kind of feeling stuck because you're going on this kind of forced endeavor, thinking, okay, we're going to now have to head down towards this new path, even though we feel incredibly stuck, directionless, uncertain, we lack faith. We really have no kind of desire towards this as well, because you do head off towards a sad but true Three of Swords card. Well, Two of Swords reversed. You know where you're heading down towards, because you're heading down towards Five of Cups, of disparity and disappointment. So again, I really hope you were not pushed or coerced into any kind of decision that your parents, your family, ever made for you, or that this was kind of a predestined kind of decision, because that was also a theme that took place a long time, in my youth, days and stuff like that, where everything was more or less, presented even before you even existed or born for that matter, But yeah, I do sense that you're kind of heading down towards disappointment. Sad but true. I do see confidence within you, but eventually I do see that you get a happy ending, as, so far as I can see that in current times, or even in the future for that matter. Because for the King of Wands, Empress. Okay, things are starting to turn around for the better. Okay, you could also have Virgo energy, your brother or sister sign for that matter. But I see here is, you have incredible confidence. Now, what I'm seeing here is, this beautiful voyage, wherever you well, maybe heading down towards, or anything regarding this whole, like decision and stuff like that. Maybe it's not destined for you. Maybe it is that you are heading down towards this new kind of like a beginning, like a new job, and you have no confidence, and you have so much self-doubt about yourself, where you just think, oh goodness, I really have no desire to even be dealing with this stuff. But the thing is hopefully, it either A, gets better, B, it's just temporarily, because it can open up more alternative doors and prospects for you and stuff like that. But that's kind of what I see here, is, there's abundance and new beginnings and so much confidence and boldness for my beautiful bold bull, the fixed sign, the earth, and the balanced, grounded, material king and queen of pentacles. I mean, we haven't come across the queen of pentacles, but either way, I just see you in a very strong suit in the future. Three of swords. You're manifesting something, or this could also be you healing as well. Technically not, but this could be you actually dealing with heartbreak, and or no, it wasn't actually manifesting. This is Prince of Knives. Sorry about that, it looks so similar, but this is the Knight of Swords. Now the thing is you could also be feeling a bit hasty, but you are incredibly determined on heading down towards the King of Pentacles. Now this could be you maybe facing uncertainties as well. Maybe it's like, well, you want to start seeing some like fast improvement, for that matter. You just want to start seeing like, okay, you're in this position and stuff like that, but when are you going to get your first salary? And how much is it going to be? This is kind of where I feel like you sort of lack patience in this aspect. I mean, it doesn't, of course, it's just only a general reading, and of course, who wouldn't be lacking patience when you're being presented with something, right? I mean, technically, I will suffer with that as well. But that's kind of what I see here, is, you could be, dealing with heartbreak, and now you just want to start getting out into this world to say, okay, when is everything going to start turning for the better and stuff like that? Well, for the King of Pentacles in the future, Eight of Skulls. So, it's like this is where you're going to be in a very hardworking, but you're going to be in a very confident, strong, balanced, realistic, and very grounded, but especially, abundant position. And maybe this is where, your first paycheck is finally going to be, taking place, or, being placed into your bank account. And that's more or less motivating you to want to start working, more in the future as well. Right? Motivation City, a lot of inspiration, because this is where you were pretty much already being offered this whole new beginning and abundance. And here in the future, and again, I can't say when or how, of course, but this is where you are going to be receiving your beautiful abundance, and that's going to be accentuating your motivation in the future. Star Wish Fulfillment, Ace of Skulls, new beginnings, more money. So your wish of especially if it's focused on money, for that matter, will more or less commence in the future, especially for my beautiful Ace of Skulls. This is actually one of your beautiful cards, because it's like the skulls, the pentacles, the material possessions, the money, the groundedness, the foundation, whatever it may be. But this is for you, especially when you get a beautiful wish fulfillment with the star upright. The World, Five of Swords. You're just going to be rocking it in the future. I just see you overcoming so many battles. And a lot of people are going to be looking at you as one of the greatest inspirations in this world. And that's what I just like to see. You're probably one of those like motivators, or, one of those people, that also probably have these electronic technology channels that are really good at inspiring other humans and stuff like that, because you guys are realistic. You guys already will foresee any kind of like problems in the future, stuff like that. I mean, that's what I admire about a lot of earth signs here, is you guys are just, you guys are very realistic about the future. You guys look ahead. You guys think, okay, you guys are really good planners and stuff like that. But I just see you, doing an amazing job overcoming whatever battle, obstacle, setback, because, you do get this wish fulfillment of this, this new career, abundance, motivation city for my beautiful, amazing Tauruses. Okay. Because your special vampire card, Seven of Swords. Okay, now technically the Seven of Swords has two different meanings. On a positive note, it's about having a really good strategy and a really good plan, and you're pretty much, you're looking ahead and stuff. But it could also be a bit of a con artist and kind of like, deceptive individual. But I don't really see the negative aspects in this reading. I just see that you're going to be doing a lot of planning for the future because you have the resources, you have the motivation, you have the inspiration, you have the determination, you want to have the Ace of Skulls. You're heading out into the world with confidence, and you're going to be actually winning a lot more battles, and especially having a very good strategy and determination within you to actually overcome any kind of battle that that you could be facing or will be facing in the future as well. Wow. His oracle says, faith, trust, unwavering, and confidence. Now, I see confidence for my beautiful, amazing, Tauruses for that matter. But the thing is having faith is very crucial for anything. If you feel like that you don't have faith or confidence, sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. But also, a really good exercise, and this is always just a suggestion, so I would never order anybody to do anything. But if you ever feel like that you lack confidence or faith within yourself, is always anchor yourself and ground yourself as being the earth sign with all of your amazing qualities. What have you heard from other people? What do you remember what your high school, middle school, kindergarten teachers once, gave you in a very positive manner, saying, oh, wow, great work, congratulations, well done. Anything that pretty much just shows, all of your strengths and confidence, that will pretty much be accentuating, this beautiful faith within you, because, it's like the only person who will always remember and always, understand you is always going to be you. Who's always going to be, accentuating the faith and confidence? It's sad but true. It's us in our own ways. Wow. Okay, I'm going to finish off with 3 yes or no answers. Please feel free to pause this video and think about the questions you want answered. Judgment reversed. No, for question number 1. I'm not allowed to show that card. Chariot reversed. Sad but true. Another no. The 7 of Pentacles is a yes. So you get 2 no's and 1 yes in this reading. Well, my beautiful, amazing Tauruses, I'm going to have to leave it at this for now. But if this reading resonated, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. If you're even a bit on the hesitant, or you just supposedly miraculously came across my channel, just, see what you can get out of these videos and stuff like that. And of course, I always respect people that just think, oh goodness, vampires and tarot is really not my jam, my genre, whatever it may be that humans feel and stuff like that. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today. In a few days, I'm going back to love readings, so for now I'm just doing general and love. But I'm also open for personal readings, and all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and post in the little discussion box below that you want a personal reading from me, and I'll respond to you with my email. We'll start the process from there. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys incredibly, and best of luck on where this journey may take you.